beautiful bride walking down the aisle beside her dad. A smile crept on the old man's face, looking happiest, as he handed her hand to the man she's going to get married to. She has grumpiness and boredom on her face as he picked her veil, revealing her face to him. His breath hitched when he saw her amber eyes. Chanting the vows, priest, do you, Jungkook, take Kim Hwan as your lawfully wedded wife? JK, I do. Priest, do you, Kim Hwan, take Jungkook as your lawfully wedded husband? Hwan looked at her father, who was smiling at her. She sighs knowing she has no escape. Hwan, I, sighs, do. Priest, I announce these two as husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. He leaned in and held her waist. Hwan, don't. Before she can complete, he gave her a gentle kiss and pulled away when she looked at him with redness on her face and glares at him. Hwan, idiot, took my first kiss, mumbles. Soon the wedding ended when Jungkook and Mr. Kim were standing together and looking at Hwan, who was busy in doing her photo shoot. Mr. Kim chuckles. She's silly. Jungkook, she's stubborn and a little spoiled, but trust me, she's too innocent and warm from the heart. Just take care of my daughter and never give up on her. Give her love and care, which I couldn't due to my business and work. After her mother left us, I started spending my maximum time at work and neglected her. But I trust you. You won't disappoint me. JK smiles. Don't worry. Mr. Kim, that day you asked me why I'm getting her married to you. Because I want her to understand there's more than those luxuries she's living in. I want her to know money isn't everything. There's something more that is love, a home, a partner. I want her to realize the true meaning of life. Change her with your love. JK smiles. Don't worry, sir. I promise I will protect her with my life and promise to cherish every moment. Mr. Kim sighed relief, knowing his decision was best for her. My little princess grew so fast. Mumbles. Soon they reached when she was tired. Why, this is the room. JK looked at his room and crossed his arms. Wyan, my midnight pet, has a bigger room than this. Taunts. JK rolled his eyes knowing he had to deal with her. JK, it's not bigger like your dad's house, but I hope you will adjust. Wyan, though I have to, as if I have any other options. Where's your room? JK looked through the mirror. JK, we are married, and besides that, there's only one room. The other one is the storeroom, so make yourself home instead of complaining. She glares at him and stood up. Excuse me? First you stole my first kiss, and now commanding me. He ignored her and went to freshen up. She gasped at his audacity and threw her shoes away. Wine, stupid, jerk, idiot, cursing him. Later, he came and opened his wardrobe only to see her clothes, expensive bags, shoes, all settled and all her belongings. He looked through the room and saw his clothes in a suitcase. His blood boiled as he went downstairs to confront her. The warm evening rays were falling through the window, casting an aesthetic and charming glow. She was looking through the refrigerator to find something to eat. He came and roughly held her arm, pulling her towards him. "JK, what are you trying to do?" "Why, what?" "Struggling. Finding something to eat." "JK, don't play cool with me." Growls. "Why are my clothes outside of the wardrobe?" She smirks as she is successful in pissing him off. "Why, you told me to make myself home, so I did." Manipulative. "JK, hear me loud and clear. You might be my wife, but this house is still mine, so behave yourself." He grabbed her waist when she landed on his broad chest. "JK, if you want to stay here, then show up a little respect." Wine was all flustered and fuming in anger. He pulled away and about to leave when she yells from behind and he left. "Wine, you're lucky that my dad likes you, or else I would have shown you." She kicks in the air, frustrated. Later, she was changing her side again and again, feeling frustrated and hungry, since she only ate snacks in the evening. Jungkook's eyes were closed, but he wasn't sleeping. She was restless, and he can sense that. After giving up, she got up and went to his side and saw his wallet. She thought but took money out. "JK, what are you doing?" Darkened voice. She flinched and his wallet dropped from her hand. He walked to her and picked it up, raising his eyebrows. "Why, I was I wasn't stealing your money. I was just..." "JK, what?" Calm. "Why, I'm hungry, and Dad took all my cards, leaving me with no..." "Penny, who Dad does this? I thought I could just order some pizza." Bites her lower lip and looks down. He sighs and places the wallet on his side table. "JK, come with me. I'll cook you something." "Why, it's fine, I can order." Cuts her off. "JK, eating takeout at this hour isn't healthy. Just follow me." Leaving no room for argument. She puts the money under his wallet and follows him. "Ryan, you know how to cook?" Sat on the counter. He looks at her and took out ingredients. "JK, I own a small restaurant." She nodded. "I don't know how to cook, 'cause I don't own a restaurant." Sarcastic. Laughs at her own joke. He gave her a done look. She stopped and instantly looked away. "JK, lame jokes." Mumbles. He cooked her a meal and placed it in front of her. She ate well and was full. "It's good, thank you." Smiles, since she's fed now. He smiles and wipes the corner of her lips, which was filled with sauce. He paused, realizing what he was doing. She gulped hard and avoided eye contact. "JK, anyways, go and sleep. I'll clean the dishes." "Why, thank you." Flustered. She was about to leave when he called her again. "JK, Wyan, don't worry about the breakfast. I'll cook for you before going to work." She was still not over the moment they had earlier, and now this. He nodded, mumbling a thank you, and left. A whole week passed when he was trying to manage his married life with the work. It's been all hectic for him, but he's trying. And on the other hand, she's trying too. But it's Not easy for her to instantly remove all spoiled habits, give up on all the luxuries she grew up with. His house doesn't have luxuries, but it was warm and cozy. Something that feels like home she was longing for. He came home only to meet silence, which isn't usual after Ryan has come to his life. A new day with new challenges. He looked for her but didn't find her. He called her only to find out she's drunk and hanging out with her friends at this hour. He curses under his breath and left grabbing his blazer to bring her back. She stumbles drunk when he holds her firm in his grip, holding her waist secure. JK, I have got you. Let's go home. Wine giggles and squirms. No, I don't want to. See, there are so many people who love me, unlike my dad, who got me married to a man I don't even love, and who doesn't love me. JK held her tight. JK, Wine, let's go. You're not in your senses. She struggles in his arms, but he had no choice left than to pick her up and leave. She drunk hiccups and snuggles into pillows. He gently took off her shoes and caressed her beautiful feet, who were sore from wearing heels. He tucked her to the bed when she held his hand. Ryan, don't go. Everyone leaves me, whom I want to keep. Jake looked at her with love in his eyes. She was looking so soft, vulnerable, and feathered. He leaned in and kissed her forehead. JK, I'm not going anywhere, love. He was so gentle with her like a baby. Her old tough shell and spoiled demeanor was gone. JK thought her dad was right when he said she's innocent. And craves love. He wiped her tears and kissed her cheeks, nose, chin, before pulling away, making sure she's comfortable. She is asleep. Ryan came down with a hangover, finding him setting the breakfast outside. She yawned when he noticed her and smiled, which is sunshine and bunny smile. JK, morning sweetheart. She rubs her eyes and settles. Ryan, my head hurts. JK, that's because of your hangover. Here, have lemonade, it will help. He handed her the glass and settled. She drank it. Ryan, I'm sorry. JK raised his eyebrows since it's the first time in 2 months of being together. She said something like that. JK, for what? Ryan, for drinking last night and troubling you. I must have embarrassed you. JK, well, you did trouble me and said many embarrassing things. Ryan eyes widened as she wasn't ready to hear, but still asked him. JK, that you like pizza with pineapple? Ew, teasing her. She screamed and pushes him playfully, hiding her face in embarrassment. Ryan, so what? Many people like playing cool. JK teases her more and grins mischievously. She laughed and giggled with him, finding her home in him. As days passed, Wine grew closer to him and got emotionally attached to him, which he can feel. She came to his restaurant and gave him some suggestions, which he actually found very helpful and worked on it. The change was visible in her. She was more confident and beautiful, without all brands and luxuries. He came home late when the whole house was dark and silent. He frowned and called Ryan's name but didn't get any response. He got worried and looked for her. Relief washed over him when he found her in the backyard. Ryan, happy birthday, smiles and pops up a party popper. He held her lower back. Jackie notices her father and instantly greets him. He chuckled heartily. Soon they had dinner. Mr. Kim, I'm very proud of you, Jungkook. You really kept your promise. Jackie nodded contently. Ryan, what promise? Mr. Kim, it's our thing. Ryan, oh, so now you're going to keep secrets from me? Not fair. Jackie smiled and held her hand under the table. She took a deep breath and smiled. Redness took over her when she tried to play cool. Mr. Kim, since you two are settled happily, how about you think about having kids now? Wine choked on air as he instantly gave her water. Mr. Kim laughs heartily. JK blushes. Wine was sitting in the balcony when Jungkook entered with a blanket and 2 cups of coffee, and placed a blanket on her, taking a seat behind her. Wine smiles and takes a sip, leaning back on his chest, when he placed her head on her tummy and caresses it. Wine sighs contently. Wine, this is beautiful. JK hummed in response and held her close, warming her up. She turned to face him, still leaning on him, when she noticed an inch apart distance between them. He made small circles on her back and kissed her cheek. JK, you're beautiful. Ryan, you made me beautiful. He gave her enough time to pull back. Her breath tingles on his lips when she looks at him. JK, may I? Gulps as his Adam's apple popped down. Wine closed her eyes, giving him consent. He kissed her passionately and sought entrance, dancing his tongue with hers. He deepens the kiss and slides his hand in her hair, pulling her extremely close. They pulled out, resting their forehead against each other. Ryan, I love you. Softly whisper. JK, I love you too, honey. As we sat on our home balcony watching the sunset paint the sky with hues of pink and orange, I knew that I had found my true home, not in the mansions or the wealth, but in his arms.